Can I be honest with you about something? I'm a 50-year woman, and I have over 20 years experience in human service field. I'm a director, I'm a coach, I'm an aunt, I'm a sister, I'm a friend. I'm someone who has spent her entire career helping others find their footing, and I'm still finding myself. And for a long time, I thought that meant something was wrong with me, but it does not. And if you're watching this and you feel the same way, I need you to hear me clearly. Still finding yourself at any age, especially as you get older, isn't a sign that you failed. It's a sign you're still growing. And the moment you stop growing is the moment you need to start worrying. You should start worrying. Just like if I would introduce myself, I'm the Kenya Tam. I am what I consider a life enthusiast and architectural blurb. I am an empowerment coach. I am a therapist, and I study the blueprint underneath people's stories, systems, and experiences. And one of the most important blueprints I have ever studied is my own. And what no one actually tells you about as you become in the second half of your life or about turning 50 is that the world has a very specific idea of what your life should take or look like. You should have, by this point, of course, you should have been settled down, figured it out, arrived. Like by this age, you should have answered all of the big questions, and now you just maintain what you built. And for a very long time, as you grow up, you probably heard yourself, when I get older, I'm gonna be rich, I'm gonna be settled down, I'm gonna have the house, the whole shebang. But what happens when you get to that certain age or get to 50 and realize some of what you built was not really yours? Some of what is built to us for other people. You built to meet expectations, to survive circumstances, to keep the peace or keep up experiences or appearances, or keep moving without stopping moving up to ask, wait, is this actually me? That's not failure. That's honesty. And honesty at my nice big old age, as I call it, or the middle of my life, is one of the bravest things that you can do. That I'm doing. And I have been in this season of real discovery. And I do not just mean professionally in person. I mean at the level of identity. Who am I when nobody's watching? What do I actually love? What brings me alive? What have I been carrying that was never really mine to carry? Some of these answers have surprised me. I discovered I love anime. I discovered I love being and I belong in blurred spaces. I discovered that there are a whole community of people who see the world the way I see it. And I just never found them before. I discovered at 50, dating again is absolutely amazingly fun and also absolutely amazingly shocking and still like, what? I am not done becoming. I'm just getting started. And that's the realization that there's still more of me to meet. Does not scare me anymore. It actually kind of excites me. But I want to talk about why it did scare me for a long time because I think a lot of women watching this know exactly what I am talking about. There is this voice, and if you have been a caretaker, a fixer, a people pleaser, a woman who was raised to put everyone else first, you know this voice. It says you are being selfish. It says that there is not the time. It says you should have figured it out already. It says, who do you think you are starting something new at your age? That voice is not wisdom. That voice is fear, dressed up as responsibility. And it has kept a lot of us from living a life that was actually meant for us. I want you to ask yourself something, and I want you to really sit with it. How much of your life right now is actually yours? How much of what you do every day reflects who you genuinely are? Not who you were told to be, not who you was convenient for, everyone around you, but who we are at the very core. I keep pausing because it's like I'm realizing these things, you have to, it transpires a lot when you sit on these things. That is not a comfortable question. It isn't. Or questions, but it is a necessary one. And, and being in the middle of your life and being at an age is exactly the right time to ask. And it could be any time. It is not what I'm saying 50, but I'm 50. So I'm talking about my age. If you're 25, 35, 45, and you're feeling that in your stomach and your nervous system now, this is the exact right time to ask these questions. Here's what I know from 20 years of sitting with people in some of the hardest seasons of their lives. People do not fall apart because they change. They fall apart because they stayed the same long enough after they knew they needed to change. I know. Because they kept performing and they kept this version of themselves that no longer fit. Because they were so afraid of finding themselves might cause that they choose familiar pain for staying stuck over the uncertain freedom of growing. And I understand that. I have lived pieces of that. But I also know this. The version of you that is still working to be discovered is worth the discomfort of the search. You're allowed to still be becoming. You're allowed to discover new things about yourself, new interests, new communities, new ways of seeing the world, new relationships, new chapters that do not look anything like the ones that have been before. And that's not starting over. That is starting honesty. And that is the difference. So if you're watching this and you are somewhere in the middle of figuring yourself out, welcome. You are exactly where you are in the right place. This entire playlist is for you. These conversations are for you. And I'm going to keep showing up here with the real stuff because I am still searching and I am still being asked questions, And because of that, this is the season that you deserve. Not performance, not perfection, just truth in the next step. This is LaKenya Tan, and this is an entire vibe check.